many of us can say that? And let me pose a question to you. What kind of legacy are you leaving behind? What will people say when they are viewing you and not seeing you? Okay, I'm talking about when you are laid across that altar. What will people say about you? What kind of mark are you leaving in the world? Tonight, we're talking about where's your head at? It starts today. Dr. Stephen Covey, who I love, he's absolutely my newest mentor in my head. Love him. He says you have to begin with the end in mind. Begin with the end in mind. And the end of which he speaks is the very end. When we are done here, when you are no longer physically present in this body, in this earth. And every day, again, team no days off, every day we have to work toward the goal of the end that's in mind. What will our children, our godchildren, our neighbors, our church members, what will they say about us? What will they say about us? I'm getting ready to get into Isaiah in just 1 minute. I have to remind us the reason that this book is so important, my life's work, The Patient, is wearing lipstick. When I went through an actual near-death experience, not a figment of my imagination, laid up in the hospital bed 26 days, in and out of the ICU, in and out of consciousness, literally having slipped into a coma 3 times, one of which I was not even in the hospital for. Do you understand me what I'm saying? Okay. Having to have my family slap my face, pound on my chest, having to have doctors press and literally resuscitate me. Laid up in a hospital bed, hooked up to every kind of machine and monitor. I've had to be intubated. I had that awful tube shoved down my throat where you cannot breathe, swallow, and absolutely cannot speak normally. I've had the tube to go down my nose where I was having to be fed because at the time I could not have actual food. Everything in the world, heart monitor, blood pressure monitor, oxygen, okay? Oxygen monitor, all right? IV, everything poked and prodded days and weeks at a time, having to have psychological evaluation, getting misdiagnosed, misprescribed, taking thousands of dollars of medication, then having to discard thousands of dollars of medication because that was wrong, finding out the hard way of what I'm allergic to, having to be handcuffed to a hospital bed by security, okay? Having to be held down by nurses, hosed in the face like an animal with a dadgum water hose from the sink because I'm having an allergic reaction, which was a psychological, behavioral reaction to a drug that I should have never been given. Then in the middle of the night to be offered Xanax to calm down. What? The craziest experience in the world, near death, literally lost all hope, told my family, come say goodbye, make the arrangements. This is it. What kind of legacy are you leaving behind? Laying there. I did not get on here to say all this. God knew, because this is my season. It started October of 2017, dealing with this same stupid respiratory junk that I'm dealing with now, thinking it's allergies or a cold. Me literally telling people, I'm not contagious. My allergies are just going crazy right now. Not knowing that I had gone from cold or whatever it even started as to bronchitis to double pneumonia, literally drowning on my own fluids, my lungs full of gunk, okay, to going to the hospital, to having them be absolutely convinced that I had to be a smoker or a drug user, because how in the heck was a 38-year-old's lungs in this condition? My chart and my numbers looked like I was 80. And they were convinced that she has to be lying. She has to be a smoker. She has to be a drug user. What the heck is going on? Mistreated and abused in the United States healthcare system. And that's the first thing I was like, I'm going to write a book about this because this is foolish. I became just a number to someone, a file, an insurance claim to someone, not a human, not a life, not a wife and a daughter, not a community member. But once again, laying in that hospital bed, facing my own mortality, thinking that it was over, the thing that pained me the most, and I love him, he is right on the other side of this door. I'm going to be very honest, I was not thinking about my husband, because he has a family and a community that would support him and give him what he needs. The very first thought, really the only thought in my head was, what will my babies say about me? My babies. I now have 15 nieces and nephews. At the time, oh God, I can't count, and I don't know how old all these kids are. I know the three, the three youngest ones. So at the time, 11, 12 nieces, nephews, right? What will my baby say about me? I laid there in that hospital bed, picturing them going through my things, saying, okay, I like this jacket. I like these boots. I'll take this and I'll remember her. I like this piece of jewelry, or I have these pictures. And I was so hurt. I was like, all I'm leaving these babies behind are nice clothes and funny jokes. They're going to get together and laugh and think about me and sort through my stuff, and it's going to be done. They're going to talk about the time we, went on a road trip, or the time where I cussed somebody out because I had terrible road rage, and they love when I act up. That was all at that time. This was just 2018. This was 5 years ago. Well, 2017 going into 18. 18, it got real crazy. That's all my babies will be able to say about me. And I was devastated.